Hey, what's going on? In today's video, I want to talk about this book, Grow Rich with Peace of Mind by Napoleon Hill. So I'm sure you've probably heard of his other book, Think and Grow Rich. So that book he wrote earlier in his career, and this book right here is a book that he wrote later. So what I like about this book is he talks a lot about not just getting rich or being wealthy, but in terms of having peace of mind while doing it as well. So he talks about different examples of people who've gone into business who made a lot of money, but they were scared about losing their money, so they didn't really have any peace of mind with it. And then he also talks about different relationships that happen as well, where if you're in a relationship and you're not happy, then you're not going to have peace of mind even if you make a ton of money either. So one concept that I really want to just talk about in this video is definitions. So definitions really shape our worldview and our beliefs. And a couple definitions that he talks about in this book is being rich and being wealthy. And then the third definition, which he hasn't talked about in this book, but I want to bring into the fold, is being abundant. So there is a difference between being rich, wealthy, and abundant. And the definitions that I've come to realize with each one is, you can be rich and have a ton of money, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be wealthy, right? Because if you make a ton of money, what most people do is they then increase their living expenses and they buy a second home or they buy another car or they buy a boat. So now, as their income increases, then their expenses increase as well. And if anything happens to their source of income, then they're going to fall down pretty damn hard, right? Because it's going to be hard for someone to go down in terms of their standard of living when they've built it up. So another definition is around being wealthy. So with being wealthy, one definition that I heard, and I don't know if it was from this book, it was maybe from a different book, was the ability to live without having to work, so to speak, or having enough money coming in, which covers your living expenses, so you don't have to work. So that's a very different definition, right? If you're able to create a business or if you have investments or whatever that brings in $5,000 a month and your living expenses are $5,000 a month, then you can go about your day and do pretty much whatever you want and have the time to do whatever you want without having to worry about making that money because you have that money coming in. And now you have a lot of free time, and that's a definition of being wealthy. That's one definition of being wealthy. So like that's so interesting because a lot of people equate being wealthy to having millions or billions of dollars. A lot of people equate being rich to being happy, which obviously isn't the case. And then the third definition I want to bring into this is the word abundance. So the one definition that I really fell in love with in terms of the word abundance is the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it. Like, isn't that interesting? Again, a lot of people think being abundant is, again, having a ton of money or having a ton of stuff. But if you distill it down to the ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it, then, I feel like a lot of people can then look at their own lives and realize that they are really in abundance right now. It's not some outside goal that they have to chase and chase and chase, and they're not happy until they get to that point. They can really look at their lives and be like, you know what? I've been able to do what I needed to do when I needed to do it. And I think another key phrase in that definition is the ability to do what you need to do as opposed to the ability to do what you want to do, right? Because those are two different things. We may want to, right now travel the world and go on this lavish, crazy, luxurious vacation, but it's not something that we need right now. So yeah, this book again, it's interesting because it opens up the conversation. It's not just about getting rich or having a ton of money. It's about having peace of mind as well. And also, the definition of rich, wealthy, and abundance are three separate things. And I feel like a lot of people suffer a lot because they're not clear on what the definition means of the goal that they're trying to shoot for, which then makes it cloudy in terms of when or how you're going to get there, right? If you don't know what it really means to be rich or wealthy or abundant, then you're just chasing something that's always moving and you're never going to be happy. So, yeah, I recommend checking out this book by Napoleon Hill, Grow Rich with Peace of Mind, How to Earn All the Money You Need and Enrich Every Part of Your Life. Again, right, there's that word, earn all the money you need, not earn all the money you want, and enrich every part of your life as opposed to just enriching your riches or enriching your bank account. So it does talk about relationships and health and whatnot too, which obviously is part of life. And that's another thing that I don't think a lot of people talk about when they're talking about being rich or wealthy. They just think about money, 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 or their financial situation, as opposed to being rich or wealthy in relationships or with your health or with, other areas of your life. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Check out that book if you want to kind of expand your money container or your money mindset. Then I highly recommend it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.